In the world of cars, expensive rides are a thing. You know, the ones with cool tech, new designs, and extra stuff that makes them stand out. Supercars like Bugatti and McLaren cost a fortune, and people pay big bucks for what they offer. But hold on, there's a list of cars sold at auctions that will make your jaw drop. Forget comparing them to Bugatti or McLaren. These cars are on a whole new level. If you're new here, hit subscribe and the bell icon because we post every Thursday and Sunday. Don't miss out on our cool videos. Now, let's check out the top 10 most expensive cars sold at auctions. Number 1. Duesenberg SSJ. Alright, let's kick things off with the Duesenberg SSJ. This old car from 1935 is a real gem, and get this, it sold for a whopping $22 million at an auction by Gooding & Company in 2018. Now, what makes this car special? Well, there were only 2 SSJs ever made, making it super rare. When it rolled onto the stage at the auction, everyone knew they were in for something big. What's under the hood? A supercharged inline 8-cylinder engine, packing 400 horsepower and hitting a top speed of 140 miles per hour. With its unique features and scarcity, no wonder it got sold for such a fat price tag. Now, that's how you start a list. Number 2. 1964 Ferrari 275 GTBC Speciale. Next up, we have the 1964 Ferrari 275 GTBC Speciale. This beauty clinched a jaw-dropping $22.05 million at RM Sotheby's auction in Monterey back in 2014. Now, what's so special about this Ferrari? Well, first off, it's a rare bird. Only 3 of its kind in the world. It's not just about the looks. This car means business with its original engine and an aluminum body. This Ferrari wasn't built for casual rides. It was born to take on Ford's GT40 and Shelby Cobra Daytona at Le Mans in 1965. And boy, did it make heads turn. Number 3. Ferrari 290 MMR. Moving on, we have the Ferrari 290 MMR. This classic beauty rolled onto the scene at RM Sotheby's Los Angeles auction in 2018, and guess what? It fetched a cool $26.4 million. This car was no regular Joe. It started its life as a factory race car, driven by big shots like Phil Hill, Juan Manuel Fangio, and Sir Sterling Moss in international racing games. The 1956 Ferrari 290mm is all about staying true to its roots with its original bodywork, transmission, and a powerful engine. It's not just a car, it's a piece of racing history, and that's why it's worth that hefty price tag. Number 4. 1956 Ferrari 290 MMM. Up next, we've got the 1956 Ferrari 290 MMM. This bad boy not only grabbed the title for the most expensive car sold in New York City, but also made its mark as the 3rd most expensive car ever sold at a public auction. Back in 2015, at RM Sotheby's, it fetched a jaw-dropping $28 million. Now, what's the fuss about? Ferrari designed this car for the legendary race car driver Juan Manuel Fangio to tear it up at the 1956 Mille Miglia. Only 4 of these babies exist, and one of them went for a ride into the history books at the 1957 Buenos Aires 1,000 kilometers event, driven by the one and only Mastin Gregory. Number 5. 1957 Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti. Now, let's shift gears to the 1957 Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti. This Ferrari isn't just a car, it's a piece of history. Back in March 1957, it tore up the Sebring 12 Hours race, secured a solid 2nd position at the Mille Miglia, and even raced at Le Mans. But that's not all. It was the first ever model to hit an average lap speed of 200 kilometers per hour, or 124 miles per hour, at the Le Mans 24 Hours. So, when this piece of racing legend went up for auction, it wasn't a surprise that it fetched a staggering $35.7 million. Its rich history and top-notch performance make it a no-brainer for the top most expensive cars sold at an auction. Number 6. 1967 Ferrari 275 GTB/4 *S Nart Spider. Here comes number 6, and it's another Ferrari, the 1967 Ferrari 275 GTB/4 *S Nart Spider. This red beauty, one of only 10 ever made, was auctioned off at RM Sotheby's in 2013. And guess what? It raked in a whopping $27.5 million. Now, why the big bucks? Well, besides being a limited edition, it comes with a V12 engine and a 5-speed manual transmission features any car enthusiast would drool over. What makes it even cooler? It was once owned by a North Carolina orphan-turned-millionaire named Eddie Smith. Oh, and it even had its moment on the big screen, starring in movies like The Thomas Crown Affair. Number 7. 1954 Mercedes-Benz W196. Now, let's talk about the next one on our list. The 1954 Mercedes-Benz W196. This ain't your regular car, it's a Formula One racing beast. Back in 1954, it hit the tracks and was raced by legends like Juan Manuel Fangio and Stirling Moss. Winning 9 out of 12 races and competing in 2 world championships, this car means serious business. Fast forward to 2013, it went under the hammer at Bonhams, Goodwood Festival of Speed, and guess what it sold for? A staggering $29.65 million. This car made headlines not just for its performance back in the day, but also for being sold at a jaw-dropping price. And yes, it was all in its authentic and original condition. Number 8. 1956 Aston Martin DBR1. Now, rolling in at number 8, we've got the 1956 Aston Martin DBR1. This British charmer made headlines when it went under the hammer for a staggering $22.5 million at RM Sotheby's Monterey sale. You know why it's a big deal? It's the most valuable British car ever sold at an auction. This legendary green ride is the first of 5 DBR1 series, and it's not just about looking good, it's built for racing. Back in 1959, drivers like Roy Salvadori and Carroll Shelby took this beast to victory at Le Mans. Talk about a car with a winning streak. Number 9. 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. Alright, next up is the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. Now this Ferrari is like the king of the hill, especially when it comes to being expensive. Built for the 1963 FIA World GT Championships, it clinched first place, and only 39 of these bad boys were ever made. When it hit the auction block at Bonhams, the Quail auction in 2014, it set a record by selling for a whopping $38.1 million. Imagine that! Holding the title of the most expensive car ever sold at an auction for 4 years straight, this Ferrari is not just a car, it's a legend on wheels. Number 10. 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. Lastly, we have the most expensive one, and it's none other than the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. Now, you might be thinking, wait, didn't we just talk about this one? You're right, but hold on to your seats because history repeated itself, and this bad boy was sold again, but this time for an even crazier amount, $48,405,000. That's over $10 million more than the last time it went under the hammer. Owned by the well-known racer doctor Gregory Whitten before hitting the auction floor in 2018, this Ferrari has an extraordinary story. From being considered of little value at first to being sold twice at mind-blowing amounts, the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO stands tall as the numero uno on the list of the most expensive cars ever sold at an auction. And there you have it. From jaw-dropping to wallet-draining, these cars have left a mark in the world of auctions. Which one's your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this ride through the world of expensive cars, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. We'll see